this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger, here with my new Empowered Moments video for the week of Monday, June 5th through Sunday, June 11th, 2023. So for this week's Empowered Moments video, we're going to be using the Tarot of Dreams by Sarah Marchetti for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from the Goddess Power Deck by Colette Baron Reed. So we've got a lot going on astrologically this week, including Venus, the planet of love and relationships, moving into Leo. We've got Pluto moving retrograde, and Mercury, the messenger, moving out of Taurus and into his home sign of Gemini, along with some other things. But before we get into any of that, let's go ahead and settle ourselves and do an empowered moment. So taking a deep breath, closing your eyes, relaxing your body, yet sitting up straight. Making sure your feet are flat on the floor if possible, with your legs uncrossed. And visualize, sense, see, feel, or just know that you're surrounded with etheric golden white light. And this etheric golden white light is God's source energy, universe, great spirit, all that is, and goddess energy. Let's breathe that in deeply into every cell of our bodies. Breathing in that guiding, protecting, etheric golden white light. And as you exhale, releasing and letting go of all that your body, mind, and soul no longer needs. And taking another deep breath, and this time you're breathing in that Creator, Source God, activation energy of a higher vibrational plane. As you exhale, intend that you have a grounding cord that moves out of your root chakra and into the center of Earth Mother Gaia, going down deep and connecting with Earth Mother Gaia's heart chakra. And on the next inhale, you're breathing in that nurturing, loving, healing golden light from Earth Mother Gaia's heart chakra. Exhaling it and pushing it up through all of your chakras and your body so that it merges and melds with that Source God Creator etheric golden white light. Feeling centered and grounded, and focusing your attention on Venus this week. Venus that rules love, affection, relationships of all kinds, self-worth, and even money and finances. And Venus is moving into fire sign Leo, and she's going to be there an extra long time. Venus in Leo is going to want to have fun in relationships, be filled with this creative and expansive energy when it comes to projects, even the creation of abundance and prosperity. She's going to want to spend her money on things that bring her joy, things that expand her heart. And speaking of expanding her heart, she expands her heart in Leo out to all that she meets, not just significant others, but also friends and family, and even people she works with. Leo is the sign of leadership, generosity, attention, affection, enjoyment, and even fiery passion, but in a fun, loving, and lighthearted way. So call in the energies of Venus and Leo. Where do you want her to activate her energies in your life? Do you want her to activate these energies in partnerships, relationships, money, finances, values, possessions, self-worth, and self-value? Breathe in your intention. Breathe it in deeply into every cell of your body. And as you exhale, exhale forcefully, sending that intention out into the universe. Sending it out to Goddess, God, Source, all that is, Spirit. And have the intention of expanding your heart in self-expression of all kinds out into the world. One last deep breath. And as you exhale and in your own time, when you feel ready, you can open your eyes and return to this time and place and space and get ready to look at your stones of choice for this week. So our first stone of choice is golden calcite. And this golden calcite, this one's wrapped in silver wire. These are special intention pendants here. So wrapped in silver wire, and this one is Reiki charged with the vibration of Master number 33, the number of Christ consciousness and divine healing. The energy of Pisces for unconditional love, healing, and compassion. The energy of the planet Jupiter, planet of abundance. The element fire for inspiration, confidence, and leadership. And this one is infused with the energies of Lakshmi, the goddess of good fortune, blessings, and prosperity. All right. And then pendant number 2 is we've got this beautiful purple charoite. And charoite, this one's wrapped in silver wire and Reiki charged with the vibration of Master number 11, number of the light worker and the visionary, and Master number 33, number of Christ consciousness and selfless service to humanity. Qualities of the sign of Scorpio for transformation and deep emotional healing. The balance of the heart and the crown chakras together to open one up to higher unconditional love of the universe, to share with all of humanity. And Archangel Raziel's energy, the Archangel of alchemy, divine magic, and increased psychic abilities. Archangel Michael's energy, Archangel of courage and leader of the light workers. And the energy of Ascended Master Saint Germain, Ascended Master of healing with the violet flame. All right, and then pendant number 3 here is a beautiful piece of raw Larimar. And this Larimar is wrapped in silver wire and infused with the qualities of Master number 33, number of Christ consciousness and increased psychic and healing abilities. The energies of the sign of Pisces, sign of universal healing and the dissolving of blockages from this and previous lifetimes. The energies of the element water for fluidity, creativity, and intuition. Archangel Raphael's energy is in this one, the healing of the emotional body and the opening of the heart chakra. Archangel Raziel's energy, Archangel of alchemy and divine magic, and the energies of the divine feminine power of the priestess are within this one. And as a side note, this stone, Larimar, is associated with the dolphins and with ancient Atlantis. Okay, so again, your pendants of choice are the beautiful golden calcite, the wonderful purple charoite, and the piece of Ra Larimar. So let's set those pendants aside here, and let's talk a little bit about the astrology for the week. As I mentioned, there seems to be quite a lot going on here. On Monday, the 5th of June, yes, we are into a new month, and if you haven't already watched the June monthly Empowered Moments video, you'll want to go onto my YouTube channel and watch that monthly video, because it gives a great big complete overview of all the astrological transits of significance, the numerology vibration of the month, a message from our angels and guides, and a special message card depending on your stone of choice for that. But on Monday the 5th, we have Venus, planet, the highlight of our reading here is moving into Leo. So again, Venus rules relationships, partnerships, love, finances, personal resources, money, values, possessions. She rules our sense of self-value and sense of self-worth. She's moving out of water sign Cancer and into fire sign Leo. Now, she usually spends around 5 weeks or so, depending, give or take, in each sign of the zodiac, but she's going to be in Leo for over 4 months because she's going to be going retrograde in July, and she won't be moving out of Leo until October 8th. So a good long time that she's going to be in Leo. So what does that mean? Whenever Venus goes retrograde, really it can be in any sign, it's going to be about reevaluating our relationships and reevaluating our finances, right? Depending on what area of life Venus is transiting in your chart, because she's going through some house of your zodiac there, and then when she goes retrograde, she's going to retrograde back over certain planets or points or within a certain house. So there is a time period here, a good long time period, where she's highlighting this Leo energy. So again, this is the opening of the heart chakra. Leo rules the heart, right? And normally Leo is a sign that is normally ruled by the sun, so it rules our ego. But the higher aspect of Leo is higher heart energy, right? So the expansion into unconditional love. So Venus, ruler of relationships and love, wants to expand her heart into unconditional love of all people and within relationships and even within her creative projects that she's working on, because Leo rules creative self-expression. So the more you can expand the heart and your heart chakra and feel that unconditional love each and every day, it doesn't have to be directed towards a person, a situation, or a thing. It's just to open up that heart chakra in an expanded way, project it out into the world and allow it to kind of magnetize to you those things, those blessings. Venus is known as a planet of blessings. So you want to attract those blessings into your life. So Leo rules leadership, creative self-expression. It does rule children. It rules creative projects. It rules romance and fun and enjoyment. It rules hobbies. It rules the giving and taking of love on all levels and with all beings. And so again, I think that definitely our relationships and finances in a creative, fun-filled, expanded, passionate sort of way, because fire is passion, is going to be highlighted. Now, on the very same day, as soon as she moves into Leo, she's going to be opposing Pluto, who is retrograde right now in the sign of Aquarius, getting ready to transition back into Capricorn, and that's going to be actually later this week. So he's moving very, very, very slowly. He already moves very slowly, but because he's slowing down, he's almost at a standstill. And so that's going to magnify this energy of this opposition with Venus. So Pluto is about transformation, regeneration, death and rebirth. It can be about power and control issues. So Venus opposing Pluto, there might be some power and control issues in relationships. There might be an opportunity for some transformation in relationships, or again, what we might call a death and rebirth, either in the way you look at relationships, think about or feel about relationships, or act or react within relationships. On Friday the 9th, we have Mercury in Taurus, sextile Neptune in Pisces. Mercury rules the mental realm. Right now, Mercury is in practical, grounded Taurus. That sextile is an aspect of opportunity. It's a positive connection to Neptune. Now, Neptune rules the spiritual realm, the ethereal realm, creative inspiration. So here we've got a planet, Mercury, that rules our ego mind in grounded, practical Taurus, right? Thinking about earthly matters, money, finances, and the next, steps and whatnot. But Neptune, that sextile to Neptune, brings in more of this spiritual inspiration or spiritual vision, or even magic, if you will. So if you see a potential with something, take action on it. That's what the sextile means. Take action on any opportunity, and especially here with this sextile to Neptune, because it can create some sort of potential magic or miracles or something just popping in from nowhere. On Saturday the 10th, this time we have the Sun in Gemini sextile Chiron. So again, there's another opportunity here. With the Sun in Gemini, it's all about the mental realm, our thoughts, our perceptions, our ideas, our mode of communication. The Sun is shining its light through the Gemini information, messages, and communication energy. The opportunity here is to heal something because it's a sextile to Chiron, the wounded healer and shaman. So what can we heal? We can heal our thoughts in regards to our sense of self. We can heal communications with other people potentially, but also just communication within our own mind, how we're talking to ourselves. This is bringing us more confidence, more courage, more independence, more autonomy. And this is, some of the opportunities that might present itself is in those areas of life. Sunday is the big day. Sunday, we've got Pluto, planet of power and control, transformation and regeneration, death and rebirth, transmutation, transition, ruling the deep subconscious perceptions in our mind, or the things that are hidden beneath the surface of our psyche. Pluto is a collective planet or a generational planet, meaning it rules the collective of humanity, but it also has an effect on us too, right? It's all about empowerment. Where do we need to take our power back, own our power, or empower ourselves in maybe a disempowering situation or within a disempowering mindset or belief system? Pluto is retrograding from Aquarius back into Capricorn on Sunday the 11th. It's going to be retrograding, or actually it's going to be retrograding in Capricorn for a while. I don't think I jotted it down, but definitely into the fall months before it goes direct at 27 degrees of Capricorn. So it's only going to back up from 29 degrees Capricorn, 28 to 27 before it turns back to direct motion in the fall. And it will stay in Capricorn then as it moves forward again until I think I wrote down January 21st, 2024. Now, this isn't the last time that Pluto's going to be in Capricorn. When it retrogrades again later in 2024, it will dip back into Capricorn's last degree once again. But this whole idea of Pluto and Capricorn is to transform our current state of reality on a collective level. It's about the structures, the authorities that are in power and control, the organizations, the systems that are in power. And Pluto likes to tear things down so that it can rebirth something, right? That's the death and rebirth. So Pluto needs to kind of tear something down that's not working anymore so that there can be a rebirth that occurs. And so slowly but surely, that's what we have happening within the realm of Capricorn energies, which is third dimensional patriarchal systems of society and the way that they operate, right? So also on Sunday, right after Pluto retrogrades back into Capricorn, we have Mercury in the last degree of Taurus connecting by trine to Pluto. So that's a very empowering connection. This is a positive connection, the trine. So we're empowering our thoughts. We're empowering our perceptions. There could be something happening with money and finances with Mercury in Taurus as it connects on Friday to Neptune and as it connects on Sunday to Pluto, because Taurus rules that realm of the material realm. Not only money and finances, but work, job, career, all those things that are of a material nature. Even our houses, the homes we live in, are of a material third dimensional nature. But there's some potentially, again, new empowered way that we're thinking as Mercury trines Pluto. And then right after it trines Pluto, it then moves into Gemini. Mercury moves rather quickly. So it's leaving that 29th degree after connecting with Pluto at the 29th degree of Capricorn, and then it's moving into Gemini, where it's going to be until June 26th. So Mercury in Gemini, that's its home sign. He'll feel very comfortable there. Mercury rules all these thoughts, perceptions, ideas, messages, information, communications, learning, speaking, teaching, writing, blogging, sharing information. And in Gemini, it's just going to be, he's ready to go because that's his home sign. He's, the only thing you have to be careful of with Mercury and Gemini is trying to juggle too many ideas at once or multitasking to the point that you kind of lose your focus and you're not grounded anymore and you can't follow through to completion with something, because Mercury and Gemini can get kind of lost sometimes because it's very mutable, changeable. And the last thing that happens on Sunday the 11th is that Venus, newly in Leo, is going to be challenging by square aspect to Jupiter in Taurus. Now, this is interesting because the square is a challenging connection, and there could be something blown out of proportion because Jupiter tends to exaggerate or expand the energies. What could be blown out of proportion could be this idea of needing attention or recognition in a relationship. Now, it could be a work relationship as well as a romantic one, but Venus in Leo wants that recognition and desires that attention and affection from people, or that, hey, good job kind of thing, if it's a work relationship. So Jupiter can exaggerate and expand that need for this attention or recognition, but also it can expand something to do with money and finances because Jupiter's in Taurus. It could expand something to do with creative self-expression and putting yourself out there, or expanding your heart chakra in love or blessings or leadership, because Venus is in Leo. Now, Venus is known as that planet of blessings that I talked about a little earlier here. Jupiter, though, is known as the great planet of blessings. So we've got two planets of blessings coming together. And even though it's a challenging square, there's also potential for something positive to occur because they both have a tendency to produce blessings in our lives. So keep your mind in a glass half full mentality. Keep your heart open and expanded in the space of unconditional love. Keep yourself grounded in your own sense of self-worth and self-value, since Taurus rules self-worth and self-value. With Jupiter there, it can expand all the positive energies as well as potentially the negative, which we don't want to do. So let's go ahead and talk about the messages from our angels and guides. So the first card, let's turn that over here. Okay, so we've got Major Arcana 6. It's the Lover's card. Well, interesting because Venus is going into Leo, spending an extra long time in the sign of Leo. And if I didn't already mention, Leo rules the 5th house of the zodiac naturally. And the 5th house can be about romance, romantic dating sort of relationships, almost like meeting somebody new or a fresh relationship. So it's interesting that we start out with the Lover's card here. Now, the Lover's card isn't just about falling in love or being in love or finding your soulmate. The Lover's card is also, as you can see here, it's ruled by Gemini. And Gemini is a very mental sign of the zodiac. So again, Gemini rules thoughts, perceptions, ideas, thinking, perceiving, communicating. So I'm going to say that this is also about, usually, this is what the Lover's card is about, is choices. Choices and decisions to be made. thinking about, well, what if I make this decision and go that way? What if I make this choice over here and go this way? So you're doing a lot of thinking and analyzing and maybe communicating, hopefully, in your relationships to figure out what is in everyone's highest and best interest. So usually there is an either or kind of thing going on. Gemini is the sign of the twins, which is kind of this either or, black or white, back and forth, and that's one of the things that we could be doing during the whole Venus in Leo, and especially when Venus goes retrograde in Leo in July and August, is we're going to be vacillating back and forth. Not sure what to do in this relationship, or not sure what to do in this financial matter, because Venus rules money and finances too. So we're trying to figure things out. We don't have to be in a rush or a hurry necessarily. So slow down and look at the pros and cons, look at all your options, think about things. Try to be in your heart, because Gemini is usually in its head. So maybe we need to merge the head and the heart, like what's logical versus what do I feel sometimes can trip us up. And so really take your time to analyze and move through whatever this is all about, right? I see these kind of sheer curtains here that are not totally covering the lovers, but, partially here on the outskirts. And it's almost like it's this veil, it's like if they were totally covered in the veil instead of just partially, it's like this veil of illusion, or I can't see things clearly. Here there is a little bit of clarity, but maybe we need to, pull back these curtains, these veils, to be able to see even more clearly, to make sure after Venus turns back to direct motion, I would say if there's a decision to be made about money, finances, or love relationships, if you can, try to wait until Venus turns back to direct motion. Again, that's going to be later. It's either August or September, potentially. So you're going to, if you can, wait until then. If not, you're just going to merge your head and your heart, your thoughts and your feelings, and you're going to, try to figure out what is in your highest and the other person's highest and best interest here. I feel like there's some sort of, sacred spiritual energy going on here. So maybe doing some sort of ceremony with that sacred spiritual energy. In other words, a full moon, a new moon, sending out intentions, lighting a candle with an intention of what it is that you're wanting the universe to assist you with or guide you towards as far as answers. So I feel like there's some ceremonial work that maybe will be helpful for you. All right, the next card, the second card, is the Two of Swords. Now, you can see here with the Two of Swords, this one's ruled by the moon in Libra. Libra is, again, the sign of partnerships and relationships. The moon brings in our feelings, our emotions, our emotional reactions. But the Suit of Swords is the suit of the mind and the mental realm again. So swords, just like Gemini in the Lover's card, is all about thoughts and perceptions and communications. Even Libra, even though it's the sign of relationships, it is a mental air sign as well. So communication is very, very important. I would say communication about how you're feeling, or emotional communication with others in an objective, logical way, if possible. So because this is definitely more objective and logical, it doesn't want to get too emotionally reactive within these conversations. But again, it's like you're trying to figure out. Again, there's the number 2 here, pros, cons, black, white. What do you want and desire, or how do you feel, or what do you perceive? And then I'm going to tell you my perspective on things. So this week is going to be very important. The Two of Swords, often in the traditional tarot, you see those Two of Swords kind of crossed. You see somebody holding 2 swords and they're crossed, which often means, again, a decision that needs to be made. So again, we have at least 2 choices. Which Gemini is the sign of the twins, 2 twins, the Two of Swords. So I feel like there's, 2 choices here. This choice, that choice, this decision, that decision, that you have to figure something out here. This lady in this particular image here, she's blindfolded. So what does that mean? It's hard for her to see maybe the bigger picture. It's hard for her to see which choice is the right choice. But I also have the feeling that, like, when you're blindfolded, your other senses come into being magnified. In other words, to not see logically something, which this is a logical card, to not see logically means your intuition kicks in, or your heart kicks in, your clairsentience kicks in, your feelings kicks in, your gut intuition. So I feel like, maybe focusing on what is your heart saying, what is your intuitiveness saying, what do you feel, or just even maybe what do you just know is right. Use some of those other clairs instead of just that clairvoyance, clear seeing the answer kind of thing, okay? Now the last card came out as 2 cards, so let's look at these cards here. Okay, so we've got the 10 of coins. This is interesting that it comes up. We have a theme so far of like relationships or money and making a decision. But now we have the 10 of coins, and this one's ruled by Mercury, which again is the mental realm planet. So we still have that theme of the mental realm. And it's in Virgo. Virgo is more practical, logical, analytical, picking things apart, dissecting things, using discernment. So I guess it kind of goes with the previous 2 cards, where we're just, picking apart the situation and the circumstance, even picking apart our own processes, emotions, feelings, thoughts, perceptions, and trying to figure out with discernment, because Virgo is highly in use of discernment, discerning what's best, using that discernment to figure out and make this decision. But the 10 of coins is usually about material matters. So now we're kind of bringing in the money and finances, the wealth, the blessings, and not just it being about money. So it has this feeling that both of these themes are prominent this week. We've got this theme of relationships that's happening, but we also have this theme of money and finances, possessions, career, life purpose, and feeling fulfilled. This is a card of fulfillment, completion. So I'd say based on the 2 previous cards and what's happening astrologically, it's like we want to come into a feeling of fulfillment. We want to have the ultimate dreams coming true in all areas of our lives. We want all of the blessings in all of the areas of life to come into fruition, to manifest. So will they manifest this week? I'm not going to say that nothing won't, because we do have, that Mercury in Earth sign Taurus connecting with spiritual magical Neptune. And then we've got Mercury in Taurus connecting with empowering transformative Pluto. So there might be something going on financially or materially in other ways, bringing in some sort of blessings and feelings of fulfillment. I would say use discernment in money matters. Make a plan, have a strategy, because that's Virgo as well. And take things step by step, stay grounded and practical and take things step by step. Pay attention to the details if you need to sign any contracts, because Mercury could be about contracts or agreements, and Virgo says I need to look at the details. I need to pay attention here to what I'm agreeing to. And then the last card that comes out is the Palace of Swords. Now, this particular tarot deck has those 4 extra Palace cards. The swords, the cups, the wands, what's the other one? Earth, fire, air, water, the elements, right? Okay, so the Palace of Swords, the sword suit is the mental realm. So we have this theme going on here. Mercury, Gemini, Libra, swords cards. So lots of mental energy going on. To me, the Palace is about the big picture. So looking at things from a higher perspective. What's the big picture of what's going on in my relationships? What's the big picture of what's going on in my finances? How can I see a more expanded perspective of this, right? Rather than seeing it just from my ego mind or from just this moment in time. What's the expanded view over time in the future? Yeah, in the now too, but in the future as well. What's the expanded view here? What's the bigger spiritual vision of what this is? Even though this is a mental card, right? I want to say, what's that bigger picture of these thoughts and perceptions and communications and ideas and choices and decisions that you may have to make? And this is just wanting you to make sure that you look at it from that, again, more spiritual, expansive state, from your higher mind, instead of just the lower ego mind. All right, let's go ahead and see what goddess comes out for you. I decided to use, I don't think I've used the Goddess Power deck in any of the weekly or monthly readings before, maybe once. But I decided because Venus was moving into Leo and opposing Pluto, and Pluto is that empowering planet, and Venus rules the divine feminine archetype. I thought, you know what, we need to use the goddesses here. So the first pendant of choice was the golden calcite. Special message for golden calcite people. This one here in the middle is calling my attention, if I can get it out of there. All right. Oh, this is so funny because I saw her earlier when I was shuffling it. In fact, I think I pulled a card for myself before I started this video, and I think this is the card I got for myself. So this is part of the Tay. I think I'm saying that right. If I'm saying that wrong, I know somebody will let me know, but part of the Tay. And she is all about devotion. You can see she's got her hands in kind of a prayerful kind of stance here. She looks like she's in self-reflective prayer, right? She looks like she's, in the zone, so to speak, in the Zen zone of devotion towards, her guides, her angels, or God, or source. And she's looking for those spiritual answers. She's asking through prayer and intention for those spiritual answers. You could also look at this from a different perspective and say devotion. What is she devoted to? Is she devoted to her business and making it a success? Is she devoted to finishing that creative project? Is she devoted to her relationship and making it work? Is she devoted to creating happiness and joy in people's lives? So, there's two different ways to look at this, but I feel like, just moving into that kind of sacred space of silence and prayer could assist you in figuring out the next steps on your path. Okay, beautiful. And she's got a red kind of headdress on, so I want to say there's something about root chakra security going on, feeling safe and secure and stable, whether that's financially stable and secure or emotionally stable and secure. There's something maybe going on with the root chakra here. Okay, let's look at the special message card depending on if you chose Charoite. So Charoite people, special message, special goddess message for Charoite people. This one's calling my attention. Okay, got to get that one out. And this one is, I'm going to definitely say this one wrong, Metis, M-E-T-I-S. Sometimes these goddess names elude me. This is one I've never heard of, but it says wisdom. And she's got kind of a headdress on too. It's covering her ear chakras for clairaudience. She's got light shining down upon her crown chakra for claircognizance, and even the light emanating from the third eye chakra. So all those higher chakras and higher clairs are being activated here to access some sort of divine wisdom and knowledge. So if the theme of needing to make a decision or a choice is, going on for you, then you'll want to empower yourself by activating these higher chakras, ear chakras, third eye chakra, crown chakra, to ask for clear messages so that you clearly know, you clearly perceive, you clearly hear what the right messages are. And, tack on there from the highest wisdom of the universe, or the highest wisdom of the goddess energy, or the highest wisdom of the angelic realm, you know, however you want to say that. Or you could be accessing your own higher self wisdom and knowledge from your own kind of powerful goddess and or priestess energy within yourself. So either way, or any way, however that might work out, definitely tap into that wisdom. And then the last stone of choice was the Larimar. So special message for the Larimar people. Special message. This one's calling my attention here in the middle again. Oshun. Am I saying that right? Ocean or Oshun? Okay. Generosity. Okay. Yeah. I don't know quite, you know, some of these goddesses, of course, two of the ones that I know nothing about come out. And I know that, I'm going to say Oshun is the way you pronounce this. And I don't even know, I think is she a goddess from Africa? I know some of you probably know, and you can let me know. But this is about generosity. It goes back to that heart chakra, that Leo ruling the heart chakra, opening your heart up and sharing that unconditional love, that higher love, that generosity with others. Generosity is one of the key words for Leo. So definitely tap in and share that. We've got a lot of gold energy here. She's wearing gold. Her heart chakra is kind of lit up in gold. Got gold fruit up here in the trees. This is also associated with the solar plexus chakra, even though it seems to be centered around the heart. But this is about empowerment, right? So as you expand your heart chakra, as you expand that sense of unconditional love, higher love, and generosity, you're going to be empowering yourself, but also maybe empowering others as well. And she also has a headdress on as well. So again, we've got some of the claircognizance going on, the clear knowing, having just a knowingness of what is right and true going on. All right, everybody. I hope you've all enjoyed this weekly Empowered Moments video. Thank you so much. My website is sacredsoulempowerment.com if you want to check that out and see my services. My new newsletter for June will be coming out. Actually, it should be out by the time this is published. So you can sign up for that if you want to check out any discounts or classes or whatever information for the month of June comes out. And I send you lots of love and light. I open my heart chakra and expand that universal love out to all of you. And I will see you again next week. Namaste, everyone.